Hey church, it's Pastor Lucas, and I just want to give you our weekly update on what we're doing and how we're responding to some things that came out throughout the week, both by Governor Greg Abbott and by the Denton County Health Commission, as well as telling you what our plan is for the next several weeks and what we'll be doing with our services. Now, the very first thing I want to start with is that tomorrow we are continuing to do our free lunch. So from 11 a.m. until the food is gone, we've got some goulash that we've prepared for you. We're going to be giving out some bread and some cookies as well. So from 11 a.m. until the food is gone, we want to invite you to come out and to get a meal on us. We would love to have you come through. Our drive-through is going to work the same way that it has the last several weeks. You just come in on that entrance on Lake Dallas Drive, and then as you go through, we'll drop off our food to you. We'll hand it to you. We've got some workers that are wearing our masks and gloves and making sure that we're safe. And then you can exit out of the exit on Church Street at the north end of our property, the south end of our property. The next thing I want to talk about is what's been going on with the new adjustments of reintegration, of reopening things and things that have happened. And today is the first day that a lot of that has taken place, that certain businesses that were non-essential until today are allowed to reopen. This is being done on May the 1st. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what that means for us as a church. Well, first, Denton County is still under a disaster declaration. We've had several new cases of COVID-19 come up in the county, and we are praying for those people, for those families, and for our leadership to figure out what exactly it is that we can do and that we need to do to respond properly and safely. That said, I've met with our church staff and with our ministry team over the last couple of days, and we've spent a lot of time in prayer and considered a lot of our different options. And so for this Sunday and for next Sunday, all the way actually through the 17th, we're going to continue meeting online. Now, the disaster declaration for Denton County is going to run out during that time. And then on the 18th, Governor Abbott is going to make a second recommendation as far as who gets to open up and what businesses in Texas are allowed to do and how we can do some congregational meetings. Now, I know that there are several churches that are doing it, but there's a list of protocols and things that we have to do in order that we can have people come and be a part of our church safely. Some of that social distancing and other things is making sure that we have hand sanitation stations, that we are able to have ushers that bring people in and out, that we have a good plan on what to do whenever we are between services and need to disinfect our chairs and our worship area, the doorknobs, our bathrooms, little things like that you may not think about. So while we are putting that plan in place, and really what we're waiting on, we've got a great plan for it. We're waiting on supplies. There are so many things for like hand sanitizer stations that are out of stock. The refills for those things, people are having a difficult time getting their hands on them. And so once we can get all of our resources together, once we can have all of them delivered to our building, we can get all of that stuff set up, then we'll be looking at what our first phase of opening our doors is going to look like when we can return to doing some in-person worship and worshiping together. And I'm really excited about that. But just know that all the way through the 17th, that is not going to happen, that we're going to wait for the next 3 weeks. We're going to continue to pray about it. We're going to make sure that we're gathering resources so that whenever we are able to come together, that we can do that safely. Now, what that looks like for that following Sunday, which is the 24th, and beyond that, we're really not sure. We're still praying about it. We want to see what the governor has to say about it. We want to see what the recommendations from the Denton County Health Commission are going to be to make sure that we're in compliance with what they're wanting to do, and that when we return to worship, that everybody is safe and that we can all experience worship together in a great way that glorifies God and that allows each one of us to be able to be fully engaged in what it is that the Lord is doing at First Baptist Church, Lake Dallas. The last thing that I want to leave you with today, as far as any kind of directives or updates go, is Pastor Matt on Wednesday was starting to feel a little ill. He and I had a quick discussion on Wednesday, and it didn't sound very good. Well, Thursday, his condition seemed to get a little bit worse, and both he and I had talked a little bit about some of the health issues and things that we had going on as the turn of the year happened, with some things that I was looking at with an operation that I had to have in my chest, my recovery from my knee surgery. And Pastor Matt talked about an issue that he'd been having with his stomach, that there was a herniation in his diaphragm that allowed his stomach to actually come up into his chest cavity. There was a lot of pain associated with that. Well, it's been determined that that specific issue was at a stage where it was getting so bad that Matt needed to be taken for emergency surgery. When I say emergency surgery, an urgent surgery. Everything right now that the hospitals are opening for is of urgent, of intensive care, of emergency care, those kind of things. So Matt was taken in for surgery. He's actually in surgery right now as I'm recording this video. I was hoping to be able to wait long enough until we had a full update on what's been going on with him that I could report to you, but we're not going to be quite there yet. So I want to ask you to be praying for Pastor Matt. So this Sunday, whenever you log on, you'll notice that there are going to be some things that are different. Kirsten and I are going to be doing worship, and then I'll be preaching. And some of that is because of what's happening with Pastor Matt. And we want to make sure that we are honoring his family, that we're giving them the space that they need, that we're able to do things through social distancing in a way that's appropriate as we continue to love and support them. But pray for them. And you know what? If you've got a way to reach out to Pastor Matt, whether you want to drop something in the comments here, whether you want to send us a message on Facebook to the church Facebook page, First Baptist Church Lake Dallas, or if you want to send something to our church, so just let him know that you're thinking about him, that you love him, that you care for him, that you're praying for him, you can do that. You can send it to Pastor Matt at P.O. Box 724, Lake Dallas, Texas, 75065. And then as soon as he gets on the road to recovery, we'll make sure that each and every one of those things gets to him. I know that he would love your encouragement and your prayers during this time. So all that said, we will see you Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on Facebook Live for worship, just like we've been doing the last several weeks. And then we'll see you hopefully tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Saturday so that you can come and get some of the delicious goulash that's been prepared, and we will look forward to getting to see you, to shake your hand. And again, I cannot wait for the time that we get to congregate together, and we'll continue to give these updates, letting you know what our plan is and how we're going to continue to do that as we love God, love others, and serve the world. All right. Love you guys. Y'all have a great weekend. Hopefully we'll see you soon.